this video I'm going to talk to you about the importance of some basic training with your bird. This is my bird, Sunshine. She's a cockatiel that I actually rescued about a year ago. She was found in the wild. And she doesn't like to be touched. I don't know what her history was like, but she gets very nervous if you approach her with your hand and tries to run away. And I know a lot of our clients from the veterinary center have similar experiences. They really love their birds, but they interact with them, they talk with them, but the birds just don't like to be touched, and that is fairly common for some of the smaller birds especially. However, it's important to be able to work with your bird to accomplish some basic things. The first thing you want to figure out is what motivates your bird most, and usually that's some sort of food. For her, as you can see, it's millet. And she is very motivated for millet, and she doesn't get millet at any other point except for when I'm working with her. So she knows when we're doing training she's going to get millet, and that's what keeps her motivated. What I started out by doing was I got a little stick that I was going to teach her to step up on, and basically I started giving her millet with the stick nearby, and I moved the stick closer and closer. I actually braced it on her perch so that it would be stable when she first stepped on it. And then over time, she's learned it's perfectly fine. She's going to step on the stick and come and get the millet. And then I'd slowly start to lift the stick, give her some millet, put it back down. And now she's at the point where I can take her out of the cage, and she gets millet for standing there, not going anywhere. And I can put her in other locations too, so I have established a perch outside the cage here, and I can put her here. And she gets a treat for doing that. And then I have her step up again. Step up. She's thinking about it. There she goes. Good girl. And she gets some more millet, and then I can put her back. Now this is really great for a few reasons. A lot of times we'll see people struggling as they come into the veterinary center because they're carrying a giant cage because they couldn't get their bird to come out of the cage. It can be stressful for a bird that's not used to being handled to be grabbed and put in a small carry cage, but it's not easy to take their whole big cage with you, and it's also not safe in the car. It's much safer for them to be in a small carry cage. So if you can teach your bird to step up on a stick or your hands or whatever it may be, and you can transfer them to another location like this perch or to a carry cage, then it's much less stressful, and it's so easy for you to take them anywhere if you have to. In her case, I would take her to a carry cage, put her near it, put her on top of it, put her in it. When she's in it, she gets tons of millet. And I know people often comment that their birds know when they're coming to the vet and they get very stressed and scared by the carry cage, but all it takes is doing this 10 minutes every other day in the beginning, and then once you have a pattern set, a few times a week just to keep it up, and it's really important. It took me about 24 hours, 3 10-minute sessions to get her to step up on this perch. And initially she would run when she was approached. So that's not a big time commitment for something that gets such big rewards.